Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Alinga, sister of Urban Harvest Organic Farm. Today, I want us to learn something very important that each and every farmer must know when they are going to do brooding. And our topic today is how to do proper brooding to avoid mortality in our farms, or in our brooder. So today, I want us to get inside the farm. Please get your pens, your books, your boots, and let's go to the farm. I want to show you everything we are doing inside and how you can do this brooding to avoid mortality in our baby chicks. Remember, most time for you to experience mortality in your farm, we normally see it in our first, I can say our first 4 days is when you can realize that your birds, the brooding is not going on well. That is the period when we always experience a lot of mortality among our baby chicks. But for me, today is our day 3 of brooding, and so far I've not experienced any mortality. Even the baby chick which has a problem in the feet is doing so well. In fact, even sometimes I enter in the farm and I don't see it. So that means our brooding is really going on perfectly well. So I want us to learn about how you can do proper brooding to avoid mortality in our farm. So let's get to the farm and let's farm together. And now we are inside our farm. Okay, I mean inside our brooding house, and our birds are doing perfectly well. First of all, what I normally do to control these birds from dying or from mortality, number one, I do not allow anyone inside my brooding room. I always access this room, me alone. No one comes inside here. So everything I do by myself. And whenever I get inside, I do not come inside with my gumboots. First of all, you see these birds are still young. If you put on boots, there's a way that you may find yourself, anything can happen and you step on the feet, anything, and you find that you've lost a bird, and one bird counts a lot. So that's why I normally come here with my stockings. There's a specific stocking I will normally have here, and I come inside, I put on it, I put on gloves, and then I come inside the farm. So you find that till now, this is our day 3, I've not experienced any mortality so far, and the birds are all doing perfectly well. So I want us to learn how you can do proper brooding to avoid mortality in your farm. First of all, cameraman, thank you. First of all, if you look at our chicks, they are really very, very active. Whenever I get inside, they all run and pile in a particular corner, just like the way you see they are doing. And later they will start running, coming back. Just see how they are playing. So I normally make sure that the feeds are available. Okay, these feeders, you see there are different types of feeders. But personally, I always prefer this type of feeder. This yellow one. First of all, this one is so convenient for me because once I fill it with the feeds, now like last night I filled the feeders with the feeds. I went to bed. Till now it is already coming to 1 in the afternoon, and we still have the feeds in the feed. So this one will help someone who maybe also have other things to do, and maybe they want to go somewhere and you just fill in the feeders and the birds are feeding very well. And then also it also helps me if you compare to the other wooden one. Well, the wooden one are kind of cheap because the wooden one is around 2,500 Ugandan shillings, but this one, by the time I bought it, that was in 2020. I bought these ones in 2020. I remember it was at 7,000 each. I don't know nowadays how much it is costing, but you find that it is durable, and then the birds also do not dirten their feeds, because the other type The other type, you find that the birds will, all the feeds, you come into the farm, you find that all the feeds are dirted by their poop, because the baby chicks will always want to get inside and feed from there. So these ones, you always find that the feeds are okay and the birds are feeding comfortably, and it is a bit healthy and hygienic for the birds. See how the birds are running. And then also the water, I always make sure that water is available for the birds, because water is very important. Even for us human beings, water is life. So water is very, very important. I always make sure that water is there in the drinkers. And sometimes you find that these chicks always tend to dirty the water. Now like this one. This one now it is done, but you see how it has a lot of poop. But so what normally I do, I first get this, I just carry it and get a basin and turn upside down, so all the dirt will go inside the basin. And then also another thing that I normally do, I make sure that the heat is available. Right now the sun is shining and somehow it's a bit very hot inside. That's why you see I've not added. I just added the charcoal here early in the morning, and now I'm not going to add till evening because the weather today is very good. If I add another charcoal here, the birds will be the room will be extremely hot, and it will not be so very, very good for the baby chicks. So you can see the pot is there. All the feeders, if you can see, all the feeders, make sure that the feeders are always having feeds. And that is why I prefer this type of feeder, because for it, you can put any amount of feeds there, and the birds you will just stay wherever you are comfortable, and the birds are feeding comfortably. Even the feeds will not have poop, just like these other wooden feeders. And even the drinkers always make sure the drinkers always have water and clean water. They always tell us that avoid water that has chlorine. That means tap water is not this tap water for national water is not very good, because they always mix in with chlorine. But for me here, I have underground water. I always just pump it and give my birds. So avoid water which has chlorine in it. And then also I have been putting liquid paraffin, just like I told you on our first day. I've been putting liquid paraffin in this water, simply to prevent this bird from getting constipation. Because if you can see, every bird here, every baby chick doesn't have any problem with passing out. They are so stubborn. They are really running up and down. I wanted to show you all the birds. If you can see, they are behind. They are passing out their poop comfortably. But if I had not put the liquid paraffin, or if I wasn't putting liquid paraffin, I'm going to put that liquid paraffin almost for 1 week, and that is when I'm going to stop putting the liquid paraffin. So make sure that the liquid paraffin is available. Make sure that let me give the camera lady that. This is the liquid paraffin which I'm putting to make sure that to prevent these birds from getting constipation. And then also I'm giving them this. I remember from day one I've been showing you. I'll give them for a period of 1 week. Also this one. And then the feeds. Make sure that the feeds are really smelling good. Make sure that the feed smells so good that can give these birds even appetite to feed. And when you're getting your feeds, always get it from one particular source, because now where I've started getting these feeds from, actually I got from the same outlet where I got my baby chicks from. So I'm going to continue getting feeds from them. I will not be changing, because if you change, you don't know. From different companies, it is really not so good. So if you want proper birds to come up very well, that where you've started buying your feeds from, always try to be consistent. Don't change. And then also another thing, when you enter your farm in the morning, or any time of the day, if you want to know that your birds are feeding or not, because some of these birds, how you can know that they are not okay, you sample some of them. You may find that a number of them are not feeding, and for you, you're there thinking that the birds are feeding, but when they are not feeding. So you're always advised to just get one baby chick randomly and check here. If you check here and you see it is full, now this one is too full. It shows that your birds are really feeding. Are you showing my face? It shows that your birds are really feeding. Well, you can sample that every morning or afternoon or evening. You just pick at random. Now you see this one. It has fed, but not very much. I've seen it is somehow full of water. That is. Then you just pick another one. It has also fed well. You also pick another one. It has also fed well. So that is how you know that your birds are really actively feeding well and doing perfectly very well. And then another thing that you must know is about the drinking water. Now, since these birds are still young, their consumption of feeds and water may not be much, just like the older birds. So what we normally do, when you're putting drinking water, make sure you don't make them full. Try to balance, because some of you farmers or some of you beginners may tend to fill all these drinkers with drinking water, and it might even go beyond the 24 hours. So because this water, whenever you mix with medicine, now I'm mixing with the glucose and those other things. When you mix it, make sure that the next day, even if water is still remaining in that drinker full, please pour it away, clean that drinker, and put another water. Some of you may want to be economical, that now if I pour all this, I've already mixed their medicine and I'll be wasting. No. That is why I say, please try to balance. If you see the birds are still young like this, do not like these drinkers. I'm not putting water full. I put some amount that I know within 24 hours they will be able to do it. They will be able to finish it. So that's to avoid wastage. So always make sure that the water is clean. Change it if it is not clean, because since they are done and these are still baby chicks, turn it the way I showed you. And then also make sure that the water do not sleep for 2 days. Make it only 1 day. The next day change it all and put clean and new water. Also avoid chlorine water. I think I've told you that. I have seen one baby chick here, only one, that is I think getting difficulty in passing out poop, but I don't know where it has disappeared to. So I wanted to show you what I was talking about reasons why I'm putting this liquid paraffin. Because I remember in the comment section in my first day, someone asked me that, how can you put paraffin in the baby chick's water? But this is not basically paraffin. They call it liquid paraffin, and it even doesn't smell like paraffin. I've seen it the other side, but I don't know whether it will show the birds. It is only one, and it just, what is it? That one, I think, I don't know, maybe it has not gotten there, because you see this thing, when you drop it in water, it is like oil. It is oily, so it will not circulate the whole. Other parts will be without. So I think for it has not yet gotten that chance of drinking that. I don't know really, but it's only one. But if we were not putting that liquid paraffin, we would find when all the birds have that complication. So I think I've talked about feeds. Make sure you're consistent where you're getting the feeds from. Make sure the feeders are filled with feeds all the time. Make sure the water is clean water and we're free from chlorine. Make sure that when you put the water, even if the next day it is still full in the containers, change them all. And I'm summarizing this now summary. Change them all and put clean water. Whenever you enter your farm, check, at least sample some of this, sample the birds, and make sure that, give me the camera. Whenever you enter the farm, sample the birds, check them, see if they have been feeding or not. Just check here around the neck. I don't know whether it's called the crop or what. Check if it is full. If it is full, just know the birds are feeding. And then if you see the birds are really very active. Even you, the owner of the birds, when you enter the farm, you're able to know whether your birds are really doing well or not, because birds which are wearing coats, you see when they're wearing coats, they're just like, oh my god, you really see that a bird is sick. So you can see how our birds are doing well. So always try to, even you can scare them a little bit, see how they can react to that. That means the birds are really doing perfectly well. So I think for today, I think let us stop here. You know, too much of everything is not good. For today, I think you have learned something. Please tell me in the comment section if you have learned something new. Let's continue brooding our birds. Today is our day 3 of our brooding here, and so far we have recorded zero mortality. So thank you so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'll be bringing you very wonderful episodes. We shall brood these birds, feed these birds, and do farming together until we get an egg. Until that day when we shall get an egg, and then we shall say, okay, finally an egg has come. And so please, for today, that is what I felt I should teach you guys and tell you and inform you about. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me which country you're watching this from. Please drop a comment in the comment section. Show me some love and I'll be so grateful. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.